Within the genuinely turbulent political landscape of a presidential election season characterized by cavernous national division on a whole host of issues, the Biden-Harris administration has chosen to substantially alter Title IX. That's the law intended to level the playing field between men and women in education. Under new rules imposed by President Biden and supported by Vice President Harris, the Department of Education would redefine sex to include gender identity, which would make exclusion of biological males who see themselves as females victims of discrimination under the law if prohibited from competing in athletics, accessing bathrooms, and sharing facilities in which people live with biological women. The Biden-Harris rules would also make faculty members subject to sexual harassment sanctions if they failed to address a student by their preferred pronouns. Opponents like tennis icon Martina Navratilova, who see the new rules as unfair and untenable, have come under siege.
You're a bigot, you're a transphobe, you're a Nazi, you're a fascist, you're a communist, everything, and everything in between. And this is coming from the left. I am the left.
Panel, 26 states have thus far succeeded in blocking the new standard in court, and yet it is now the law in the rest of the country. Holly, I know you keep an eye on this issue. Thoughts here?
Yeah, it's incredibly frustrating for all the women like Martina Navratilova, who fought for decades to carve out a space for women to shine in sports. The reality is, and most people who still adhere to common sense, is that a biological male is stronger, often faster, generally, than the female. And having biological males compete with biological females in some cases is dangerous for them in some of these sports, wrestling and boxing and so forth. It's just grossly unfair, and it's very frustrating. It's good to see that we do have states who are fighting against this. It's really curious as to why the administration would push this right now when they really, they're better off focusing on other topics. And it's not fascist. It's not bigoted. It's just recognizing the difference here. And also there's a safety factor with women who don't want to share a locker room with biological males. It's just common sense.
All right, Sergio, take an American who says, I don't think it's right for trans folks to ever be discriminated against in the workplace. But I also don't think that my little girl should have to compete against a male who has gone through puberty and now identifies as a female. I mean, what's at the base of this?
Yeah, no, that's a very good question. And the question is, how far? How far do we, change the laws to accommodate everyone? This is a very small population, the transgender community. As we can see in the Olympics, the controversies that are happening. I actually saw that first fight, the one that's a biological male but is fighting as a female. When I first saw that, I said, oh, look, they're having mixed matches now. I literally thought it was a male versus a female. In terms of education, no one should have an unfair advantage. No one should, regardless. The issue here is bigger and broader. No one should be penalized if I unknowingly do not call you by the right pronoun, because what I understand is that now there's, I believe, 50 abbreviations for different folks, and I said, wow, we will never be able to keep up with all that. So let's just stick to what's been going on, and let's stick to biological male, biological female as a standard.
In the break, Bill said this is dumb politics. You got 30 seconds.
Yeah, I cannot imagine them rolling this out in the middle of a president, 91 days before a presidential election. This is incredibly unpopular with the American people as a whole, and why they would do this is beyond me.
All right, we're going to leave it there.